So no one likes to suffer, but the Lord will use it to ultimately strengthen and anoint you to then help lead others later out of their suffering. So personal experience with pain is hard, it's not easy, but what is learned from it is extremely valuable in helping to lead others to overcome their suffering. So you think about Joseph. He suffered at the hands of his jealous brothers, wanted to kill him, and they ended up selling him into slavery with the Egyptians. And he could have got really upset about that, but he ended up working through the rejection and the betrayal and developed a strong character and integrity, and ultimately received favor from Potiphar, who he worked for. Unfortunately, Potiphar's wife ended up wanting to have sex with him. Well, he did what was right. He ran from her and did exactly what God wanted. Well, where did that get him? Ultimately, Potiphar's wife lied and accused him of wanting sex with her. So he was thrown into prison for, it was at least 2 years. Some people say it was 12 or 13 years. So he could have gotten really mad and angry at God, but he didn't. He continued to persevere and have faith. And ultimately, he was taken out of prison. He interpreted a dream for Pharaoh and was repositioned into number 2 over all of Egypt. And he ended up helping millions of people through a famine, that lasted like 7 years. So can you imagine that? And then ultimately his brothers came back to receive some food and resources, and ultimately he was able to forgive them, and then they ended up coming back together. So ultimately understand that the suffering that you're having to go through, when you're able to forgive those who hurt you, when you're able to repent for things maybe that you've done, then the experiences that you've gone through will be very beneficial for you. So let's say that maybe you were in a marriage with a person that was extremely abusive to you and treated you horribly, and you went through that, and it was awful to go through that, and then ultimately could have led to then divorce. Well, then you might have learned from that how spouses that treat people that way have demonic spirits. They have strongholds, and they need to be healed of their wounds and be delivered. And then you end up helping maybe hundreds of people, thousands of people, around the world. So understand that it's extremely valuable to go through that stuff, even though nobody likes to. Of course not. Nobody wants to have to go through stuff that's going to treat them, be people that are going to treat them horribly, and it's going to cost you to suffer. So think about that in the Bible, that in Matthew chapter 5,